What's up everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you Heavy Armory. So this is a mod that was originally released for Skyrim, but now has made its way over to Skyrim Special Edition. This is going to be a pretty large mod, adding in over 100 new weapons, even though kind of at face value what you see right now may not seem like a lot, but there is a ton of really high quality content here, and it is definitely going to be one of the better weapon mods to come out of the past few weeks. So what this mod is going to do is add in 10 new and totally standalone weapon types into Skyrim. All these are going to be integrated into the leveled list, but not just blankly. There's definitely some thought put into it. Only certain weapons will appear on certain enemies, and actually something that's really nice and not many mods do is it actually clearly labels who's going to appear with some of these different weapons, which again is really nice. A lot of mods just are like, yeah, it's in the leveled list, but they don't specify where they'll be showing up or how they'll appear. Again, this is going to be 10 new weapons, so I'm going to go through each of those different weapons in this video and show you and explain to you some of the different ways you'll see them in your game. So the first weapon I do want to show you guys is going to be the club. As you can see, it's going to be kind of a smaller version of the mace. That's exactly how the mod author does describe it here. I'm using the Falmer Club right here. A lot of these actually have a lot of variation, especially compared to some of the other weapons. As you can see here, this would be a Daedra club, which obviously does look quite a bit different than some of the other weapon or the other club we do have. So again, this is going to primarily spawn on bandits, the Falmer warriors, as well as just a few other enemies, but again, going to be one of the weaker weapons in this mod. So then also a lower end weapon, we are actually going to have the Hatchet, which if I could actually take it out properly, there you go. So maybe that small club wasn't going to be up your alley. Well, then we do have a Halberd. So this is going to be a longer version of the battle axe, basically. And that's a theme you'll kind of see throughout this mod. A lot of these different weapons are kind of souped up versions of other weapons that are kind of in Skyrim, and these are just modified or even higher quality versions. So as you can see, we have the Halberd here. A lot of different weapon mods adding in weapons of this type. Again, going to be kind of a two-handed, rather large weapon, as I killed this guy, but you can't actually see him because the other guy got in the way. But going to be kind of popular among some of the different guards of some of these different factions, as well as some of the higher level bandits will actually use these weapons, but primarily going to be for guards between the Stormcloaks and Dawn Guard. So then we also do have a Hatchet. So it's going to be a little bit of a smaller weapon. As you can see, this is actually very similar to some of the earlier, this weapon right here. But the Hatchet, as you can see, we do have right here. And this is going to be kind of simple. You know, this is typically what you cut some wood with. And going to be, again, a relatively simple weapon. Most of these earlier weapons are going to be some of these smaller ones. But nonetheless, a very cool one. I actually really like the look of this weapon. And a lot of the bandits are going to be carrying these. As you can see, a bunch of the bandits, even right here, are carrying different versions of this. So it's going to be a smaller version of the normal war axe. So then last but not least, on this little kind of intro list, we do have the long mace. So it's going to literally be a longer version of the mace, being a two-handed version. So it is going to be doing a lot more damage than some of the other options out there, like the regular maces. As you can see, it is going to be much larger and all around look a lot more daunting. I actually like this version quite a bit more. So next up, we are going to have the Maul. This is actually going to be a pretty interesting weapon. It's going to be one of the strongest one-handed weapons in the game, but it's actually going to be one of the slowest swinging. So you're not going to be able to really kind of spam attack this. And I'm using a almost fully upgraded character here. I'm really late in the game on this character, but as you can see, it's a pretty cool weapon. I do really like the kind of style and theme of it, how it is meant to be a good balance. You could use a shield with it, but you are not going to be hitting people very fast. So then you can see right here, by contrast, we actually have the quarterstaff. So this is going to be the fastest two-handed weapon in the game, and you could swing this thing much faster. As you can see, it is going to beat down a lot of these guys very quickly, but obviously being so fast and such a high kind of DPS weapon, it's not going to deal a lot of damage per hit. It's just going to attack very quickly. So then maybe that's not up your alley either. Then we also do have something a little bit different. This is actually going to be the short spear. So this is going to be a one-handed version of the spear, and it's going to have one of the longest reaches of any one-handed weapon in the game. So as you can see, from all the way back here, I'm actually hitting this guy. It's kind of hard to tell in first person, but after using this for a little while, you do get a pretty good feel from it. Still hitting him, and there is like the cutoff of where I'm hitting him. So, oh, can I do it? There you go. So right here, and as you can see, I'm pretty far away from this guy, and we are still doing full damage with this weapon even from so far away. So a lot of the perks and range abilities of a spear without actually having to hold it with both hands. So then maybe all of that isn't for you. We have something a little bit simpler. This is just going to be a short sword. So going to be, by contrast to some of the other swords, it's going to be higher damage, but kind of a good compromise between a dagger and a regular sword. So definitely going to probably want to use this with the shield, although I'm not using a shield right now. But all around, a pretty cool weapon. As you can see, a theme of this mod is a lot of these weapons are, again, kind of different meshes between some of the different options in the game, and filling in categories that were left kind of open by some of the vanilla Skyrim weaponry. So now in the final group of weapons, we do have the spear and actually the glaive as a follow-up. So these are going to be, again, grouped together. These are going to be used by some of these similar categories as the halberd, a lot of the different guards in the game, and it's going to have a really far range, as you can see right there, as you're actually attacking some of these different enemies. But it's going to be a little bit farther range than the short spear we were using before. The short spear, we are actually quite a bit closer than this right here, where this one I'm on about the edge of it here, and as you can see, I'm a few, okay, I can't hit this guy now, but I am a few steps back as from where I was before, so we can finish that guy off. And then we also do have the glaive, which is going to be very similar to the spear, actually kind of categorized with the same group as it was before, or with the spear. And then last but not least, again, being similar to both of these, is the Trident, although I think this one is actually quite a bit cooler. So it's going to obviously be just kind of your traditional Trident, and we kind of missed them there a little bit, but looking very cool. I actually really like the look of this weapon, and that is going to be every weapon from this mod. So as you can see, a very cool mod, kind of fitting in a little bit of a few different categories. So I'm going to try and battle these cultists as they come and try and kill me, but we'll see how well or badly that goes, and if some of these guards will actually help me out a little bit, which hopefully they will. But yeah, again, as you can see, this mod's going to be a little bit different than some of the other ones, as it actually fills in some kind of different categories than some of them. So a lot of other mods do kind of have a lot more of a uniqueness factor. This one definitely fits into Skyrim really well because so many of these weapons are so similar to weapons we already have in Skyrim, which again may not be for everyone. Personally, I actually really like it. I think it's a very cool mod, and based on how many of the downloads it does have, I think a lot of other people will like it as well. Regardless, that's going to be the mod. So that is Heavy Armory. If you guys do want it, links in the description to where you can download it. If you did watch to this point in the video, comment Trident down below. With all that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.